against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
So here we are. I more or less felt like I had to put this one on my review list after the video I made about it roughly a year ago now, effectively jump-started my channel. But I am more than happy to do so. I'm always up for some dumb, awesome, high-octane, demon-slaying action. So, without further ado, let's get into it. This is Doom Eternal.
Your salvation lies in his destruction. The myth of the Slayer's strength is exposed now to us. Can you see it, brothers? He has lost the resolve to continue. Eat his soul. I must survive this. Protect me in my time of need, and you will secure your place in the new world.
Right off the bat, I gotta say, this game is something else, both visually and audibly. The Earth locations you rampage through have just the right amount of demonic presence to feel like it's been torn through by some kind of monstrous horde, and the landscapes of the demonic plains are just stunning in their set-piece design. The best part is, much of this environment is built to naturally work you through the level, like using giant slayer mechs to blast holes you can jump through, or punching a giant demon carcass to gain access to the next part of the level. It's all beautiful and organic, though maybe sometimes a little too organic. Sometimes I found I would get so wrapped up in trying to look around for secrets I would unknowingly go in a few circles just parkouring around the place. And the sound design, oh, the sound design. This game seriously got snubbed at the Game Awards because everything from the weapons to the demons have incredibly visceral sounds that are all very distinct from one another, and the music is top-notch. I know there's been a bunch of drama surrounding Mick Gordon and id Software with the music, but I'm not here to talk about that. All I want to say is that this music is perfect. The music was always keeping me on edge, and it was easy to tell when I should and shouldn't keep up my guard in case the enemy has more in store for me. All in all, the world and the music are the exact evolution one would expect from a franchise like Doom.
It is not yours to take. You cannot kill the priests. You know our laws. Despite their transgressions against the Covenant, they are still of Sentinel blood.
Now, this is Doom we're talking about, so story isn't necessarily important. Even the Slayer himself knows this, as he has a tendency to shrug off exposition and just keep doing what he's doing. But there's definitely more story here than most other Doom games, save for a certain one. Here's where we are. After the events of Doom 2016, the newly awakened Doomslayer has been rampaging throughout a demonically infested Earth to find and kill the Blood Priests, some fragile old creatures trying to bring about the total demise of humanity. Supposedly, though, this is all preordained by the Makers, the faction that like to make themselves look like the Angels when really they're a bunch of arrogant aliens. The Doomslayer, as it turns out, was a man who had initially crusaded against demons as a mere mortal, fueled purely by his hatred for demonic kind. These Makers then imbued him and others with enhanced power to act as their direct hand, so to speak. Now most of these Slayers are dead, but the big and important Slayer, the player character, is still awake and has more or less resolved that to do away with the demons, he also has to purge the Makers from Earth as well. And so the Doomslayer's new crusade begins, and as the game says, he will rip and tear until it is done. The ways in which you rip and tear through the demonic hordes is satisfying and varied as well. You get the classics like your shotgun, machine gun, plasma rifle, rocket launcher, etc., but you soon start to get your hands on more outlandish weaponry, from simple grenades to flamethrowers on your shoulders, all combined with enhanced mobility. You can even use little cue ball enemies to explode on other enemies to get rid of them instantly. Glory kills make a return, of course. Weaken an enemy enough and you can finish them off in a small first-person cutscene that changes depending on the angle you glory kill them at. But it wouldn't be nearly as satisfying without some challenge, right? Well, the game has that in spades. I played on what's essentially the normal difficulty, and it proved challenging enough for me, though I can totally see why more dedicated players might enjoy the even harder settings. If you're not paying enough attention, you can easily get squashed by the larger swaths of enemies the game starts to throw at you. Learning ammo and health management, when to glory kill for health, when to chainsaw for ammo, and when to use the flamethrower to get armor are all crucial for survival. But that's not all. You also earn weapon points from completing levels and challenges. These points can be spent on upgrading your weapon's alternate firing modes that you gather from Vega's drones from time to time. And once you earn 2 upgrades for a single weapon mode, you must complete a weapon challenge to earn the 3rd upgrade, such as using the shotgun sticky bomb to destroy arachnotron turrets 25 times. You can also earn suit points, which give you more generalized upgrades like grabbing health and ammo faster or resisting different types of environmental damage. Lastly, you can pick up runes just like the first game. You can only equip 3 of them at a time, and you find more as you progress. If you want to give yourself even more stuff to do, you can find the keys for the Slayer Gates, which offer harder encounters in exchange for more weapon points and special keys, which, if you gather enough, will unlock the Unmaker for the completionists out there. Beyond the combat, the game has the occasional platforming puzzles that are alright, but aren't exactly the most exciting thing in the world. They're really just ways to go from one arena to the next with the occasional nice-looking set piece.
Warning. Demonic presence threat level 5 entering main laboratory.
Opening the portal now.
You were never one of us. You were nothing but a usurper, a false idol. My eyes have been opened. Let me help you to see, Slayer.
All in all, Doom Eternal is an incredibly satisfying experience that built upon the foundations laid by the 2016 Doom in every possible way. From the weapons to the story, environment design, and sound, everything is wonderfully designed and satisfying to engage with. I found that there was hardly a dull moment when I was playing the game, and I gotta say, this game was definitely snubbed from the Game Awards. It deserved far more recognition than the participation trophy it was given with its nominations. This one has my full recommendation. This has been TheRatMan, and I will see you all later. Lastly, a special thank you shout out for my Patreon. With $5 a month pledge is cupping my nuts to protect them from the nut decoupler. Thank you for the $5.